All right. We're back with another live stream. This is the Malapert Smart Podcast live stream special reviews. This is not really the actual podcast. The actual podcast is on hiatus. You know, we don't really want to give maximum effort to actually record a podcast, but I'll just turn on the mic and talk wrestling. I don't mind doing that. I do that all the freaking time. If anyone walked up to me on the street and asked me about something that's going on in TNA or NXT or WWE or AEW, I could just talk with them for hours off the cuff. So, all right, on these live streams, we do what no other YouTube channel does, which is review every segment on every show on American television. I don't review New Japan and I don't review AAA yet. I don't know, I might get there someday. But at this point, I'm doing everything from WWE and everything from AEW. And I'm going to review every segment in detail. I'm going to watch all the promos, go through highlights in the matches. And I'm going to give a review after each segment based on my rating system on the right. And I'm going to try to pass out bonus points to anything I see fit that I like. And if I don't like something, I'm going to have to take points off. I'm going to try to come up with a final score for TNA Impact. This is the show after Emergence. I'll set a modest over-under for a 2-hour show for 20 points. All right, 20 points. All right, let's get this on the road. We start with the opening video package. This is what the crowd looked like today, by the way. I was supposed to have that video first while I was doing my opening diatribe, but it's okay. The opening video package started with a review of the picture we were just watching, which is Sami Callihan taking a loss against Mike Santana, which is effectively the end of his career. He left his boots in the ring and he walked out. So that's the end of Sami Callihan. Good knowing you. And then after the match of Steve Macklin, who defended against Jake something, his international title, he got into it with Kazarian. So that's another thing they showed in the opening video package. And of course, Trick Williams got by Moose and retained his TNA world title. This NXT competitor, who is an outsider, still has that TNA world title. So he is a NXT wrestler, but by the end of the day, we're going to review Heatwave, by the way, which has a lot to do with NXT. So this will have some things to do with that, as we will see. But all right, let's move on. All right, this is the nice little crowd. They got a nice little arena. I like this setting for TNA. Looks nice. The crowd is very much there to be involved in the show. And the show starts with Trick Williams. Okay, first segment of the show. Trick's coming out. Thumbs down from this guy over here, but I don't think that's a bad thing to start the show with Trick Williams. Trick Willie is a major part of the show. He is the world champion, so I think he's a deserving world champion too, even though he's not a TNA competitor. I look at it this way. You got to mix up the TNA and WWE rosters at this point, and just look at it that way. Like, who would be the top guy between NXT and TNA? And at this point, Trick wants to work in TNA, and if he was in TNA, I think he would be the world champion, actually. So I don't think this is so outrageous. The JC Jane one is a little more outrageous to me. But regardless, let's listen to Trick Williams' opening diatribe here on TNA Impact. This was this past Thursday, August 21st.
Baltimore, let's talk about it. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I really do feel bad for y'all. I gotta tell the truth, I feel bad for you. Not because your crab cakes ain't really that good. I almost got sick last night, I ain't lying.
They were like, oh, come on, don't go after our crab cakes. I guess they're in Baltimore today.
Not because you'll never be as good as the Philadelphia Eagles. I feel bad for y'all because I had to beat your boy Moose down in his own hometown. But don't get twisted. God. I'm known to beat a man down in his own hometown. You can ask Mike Santana. I don't like Mike. I'm going to tell you what else I don't like. I came out here last week. I'll be walking in the back. People say, excuse me, Mr. Trick. You got your title on upside down. Referees, Excuse me, Mr. Williams, you got your title on upside down. I say, mind your damn business. I know what I'm doing. I got my title upside down because I turned TNA upside down.
Oh, you know what? That's not bad. I like that. I kind of like that. That's pretty good. Let's give a half point here to start our Impact review.
I'm the man around here breaking all the attendance records. I'm the man around here getting all the TV deals. I'm the man carrying 2 brands at the same time.
All right, so we got music hit. Let's see, I think it's Mike Santana. They show him walking in from the back, in through the crowd as he usually does because he's a man of the peoples. And he is going to speak as well, as Trick Williams did call his name out. He also used Moose's name, but Moose didn't come out, so that's interesting. We'll discuss that later possibly, but here's Mike Santana.
And the champions, full attention on Impact.
Hey, yo, first and foremost, Baltimore, what's good? Secondly, I want to ask all of you in here a question. How many of you are sick and tired of hearing this clown run his mouth?
This is the clown he's talking about. I gotta say, since he said the word clown, I will say Trick's character is kind of goofy. Just Javon Evans says. Is he ever going to be a serious character again? I don't know. Or is this just going to be the thing? I like it. I like this Trick Williams, to be honest. This Trick Williams, I think it's his personality's coming out. I think he's fun. I personally have grown to be a big fan of Trick Williams in recent months.
Yo, hold on. But beside all that, I'm man enough to give props where they do. Trick, you did turn TNA upside down, huh? You got a lot of pissed off people in that locker room. Then you went on to beat Moose. And then you set some records, right? But let's not forget, you also had 2 of TNA's biggest stars walk into the UBS arena, step in that ring, and set the biggest gate in TNA history.
Trying to put himself over there, all right.
And come to think about it, come to think of Slammiversary, let me spit a fact at you. I wasn't the man that you actually beat. So I'm gonna tell you this, Trick. I'm gonna spit these facts, Trick. I don't care if it's here. I don't care if it's at NXT. As God and each and every one of you here as witness, I will hunt your ass down. I will spin that block. And I will become your new TNA World Champion.
All right. Very emotional, Santana. I'll give him a half point for at least reminding us that he didn't take that pinfall in that 3-way. Other than that, no points for his promo, though. Although he is very emotional.
Lies. I gotta stop you right there, Santana. You're choking all over your words. It's because you know you don't have what it takes to become the TNA champion. The truth is,
it's true. How many chances does Santana need, man?
You ain't get 1, but you got 2 opportunities to take this title from Trick Williams, and you can't spin the block. So I'm gonna go ahead and help you out. To your request, of getting another opportunity to get another title shot at me for this title? Your answer is no.
Here comes Santino. All right, so Santino's music hits, and he's going to obviously interject here. Let's see what Santino has to say.
First of all, Mike Santana, you absolutely deserve a title shot. And I know the good people of Baltimore, they want to see it. So let me make it official right now. Mike Santana, Tricky Williams for the TNA World Championship.
Whoa. No. Heck no. Let me help all y'all out. Santino, you need to check the paperwork. You should have talked to my lawyer before you came trotting out here. Because I got written in black and white. Have at least 50 days. That's right, 50 days before I have to defend this title again, dog. Hey, you can be mad if you want to. I don't really give too much. I'm gonna tell you something else, Santana. You better be glad because I'm doing you a favor. Now you're not there to embarrass yourself in front of your family again.
Ooh, mention his family. All right. I'm going to cut off the tape right there because I think that's where the spoken word aspect of this segment ends and we turn to violence. So I got to show some of what happens. So yes, Santana rushes the ring after Trick said that he disappointed his family. Anytime you bring up family, every time you mention family, it's going to be a big deal, especially for a guy like Mike Santana. But yeah, Trick powders out and Santana talks shit from the ring. All right, well, interesting stuff. He says he doesn't have to defend his title for another 50 days in his contract. All right, so maybe he's right about that. Maybe that would push this match to Bound for Glory, I would presume. So this is very WWE of them to not have their title, their champion defend the title or be a fighting champion, really. But you know what? I guess it doesn't matter. Steve Macklin is their fighting champion. Overall, I'm giving this opening segment a thumbs up. I liked it. I got to move on, though. We got things to do today. I got to get to work, so I'm going to pick up the pace a bit as much as I can. I do want to listen to all these promos and interviews. Backstage, we got Gia Miller. She's with Order 4, all of Order 4. So let's pick up this interview backstage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing by with Order 4. Guys, at Emergence, we saw you get into it with the system, and there's clearly some unfinished business there. So tonight in the main event, it will be you three versus Brian Myers, Matt Cardona, and Moose. How are you guys feeling ahead of such a huge main event?
Normally, I would like to address the citizens of TNA. But instead, I would like to address you, Miss Miller. Don't you just hate it when people disrespect you? When they provoke you? When they push you? Doesn't it just make you want to do something about it? Makes you want to push back? Makes you want to fight?
He's talking about Tessa Blanchard attacking Gia Miller the other day at Slammiversary. And he's trying to egg her on to retaliate or something. Very interesting here from Mustafa Ali. It had nothing to do with the question he's being asked. But still, regardless, I'm happy that somebody at least addresses this. It doesn't have it be the big elephant in the room. If you can count on someone to bring up a sensitive issue, it's Mustafa Ali. Thumbs up to Mustafa Ali here.
Yeah, I and the Order 4 feel the same way about the system.
She kind of just nodded her head at him, and she's like, yeah. She knows what he's talking about. But all right, now he's moving on to talking about the system. They're feuding with the system. I like this feud. I like Alicia and Tasha on opposite sides.
Matt Cardona and the system continue to push and provoke me. Heed my warning. I don't trust the system. I, the citizens of TNA and all of Order 4, we place our trust in one man and one man only, It is in Ali we trust.
Well, all right, very interesting that I would say really the Order 4 are the baby faces here in this situation because they're facing the system. Dude, the system are baby faces right now temporarily for what is going on with everything and the people they're feuding with and NXT and stuff. They wanted to turn Moose face, but the system are going to be back to being heels at some point. They're the system. You can't trust the system. That's the point. Fuck the system. Fuck the system. Yeah, the chant. Come on, people. Are we really going to forget all that and start cheering for them? A little disappointed with how quickly the TNA fans took to the system to turn them face. But regardless, Order 4 at this point taking up the mantle against the system. But they're also not baby faces themselves because Mustafa Ali has done some awful, downright dirty things. But all right, so that's our main event later, Order 4 versus the system, which is a nice matchup. But regardless, I'm moving on to backstage. Trick Williams is going to bump into AJ Francis, not Steve Francis. Sorry, I'm trying to find the clip here. But AJ Francis, his friend here, and his only friend in TNA at this point, other than Rich Swann.
Hey, look, man, Santana must have bumped his head trying to. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Man, let's get out of here, Tricky. Now I know why they call you Tricky, William. Okay, so maybe you don't have to defend the title in 50 days, which I'm going to get one of my own liars to look at that paperwork. But that doesn't mean you don't have to compete. So next week on Impact, you find yourself a partner right there, AJ Francini. There you go.
Francini.
You're going to face Mike Santana and a partner that I'm going to figure out tonight. Huh? I got a couple of tricks of my own, Tricky.
Hey, don't worry about him. I got your back, chat. Because we always first class tricking.
Let's talk about it.
Hey, I got reservations. Let's get out of here, man.
Yeah.
These two fools are just perfectly made for each other. I don't know who figured to team them up in TNA, but they are two goofy guys. But all right, this backstage segment, Santino, he wants to push back a little bit. He's not going to book a world title match. He can't, but at least he could book him in something. So I'll give a half point there, making Trick work a little bit. But yeah, that is a very sweet spot for Trick that he doesn't have to defend that title for freaking months or something, 2 months. But anyways, they do show a replay of what happened on NXT between Trick and Santana. Maybe they should have showed this earlier, but Santana was there to cost Trick his #1 contenders match for the NXT title against Javon Evans. So they also showed other TNA involvement on NXT as well. Ash by Elegance was there. She thought she had the pin over Fatal Influence in a tag match, but the special referee, Masha Slamovich, was distracted and didn't count the pin, and Fatal Influence won the match. And that led to a rift between, well, not that led to the rift. There had already been a rift between Masha and Ash, the two TNA participants who are looking to regain that TNA world title from NXT wrestler JC Jane at Heatwave. So we're going to get to that match a little later on. Here's a little graphic for it. I will do Heatwave after I do SmackDown, but for right now, we got other business to attend to on this Impact, which is a #1 contenders gauntlet match for the Knockouts World title. I guess this will be whoever wins that three-way will have a competitor to face off against. And here is the first participant in the gauntlet. The first position, always the worst position in the gauntlet match. You have to get through a bunch of matches. But it's Xia Brookside. So Xia Brookside gets a promo, I guess a pre-recorded promo. Let's hear what she has to say coming into this.
#1, I drew #1. Worst draw in the whole gauntlet, right? I have to outlast every single knockout in that ring tonight to get my opportunity at the Knockouts World Championships. But here's the thing. I was born for this. Abso-freaking-lutely.
All right, well, no points from me on that promo. But Let's see who's second. Killer Kelly. All right, so she's gonna cut a promo too as well. Let's see how Killer Kelly sounds. Haven't seen her since she fought Masha Slamovich in that crazy match for the Knockouts World title that she lost.
Número 2? Que piada! I'm fine with that. Number 2. Because one by one, they will all fall. I didn't come back to TNA to take a seat in the back. I came back to become the TNA Knockouts World Champion.
So here you have it, your number 1 and number 2 in this gauntlet match.
All right, so Killer Kelly is crazy. She's psycho, as we have seen. In her recent return, she had a title match against her old tag team partner, Masha Slamovich, and lost. But all right, I'm going to go through and review each of these matches individually, each match in this gauntlet match. So Killer Kelly starts out trying to freak out Xia Brookside, but she doesn't know. What she doesn't know is that Xia Brookside is pretty fucking crazy herself. This is a winner of a Monsters Ball match against Rosemary. So Xia Brookside can match her crazy. But some highlights, let's see. Here's some grappling on the floor. And I'm skipping to the finish, it seems. Here's the next thing I got bookmarked. So, Killer Kelly rolled up. There you go. There's a pin. It's not a roll-up, but that's a good move from Xia Brookside. I'll give that match between them a half a point. I'll move on to the next match on the card. Dani Luna. So she's coming up next. She's the next member of this gauntlet match, participant, however you want to say it, and she's facing Xia Brookside. So Xia Brookside, who is a little tired, I guess you could say, but she's all right. She's like, all right, let's do this. She wants to shake hands and code of honor adhered to here on TNA Impact. And there we go, second match of this gauntlet. And the finish here is Dani Luna. So they don't put Xia Brookside over to that degree. She actually takes the pin here from Dani Luna, and she's out now. So Dani Luna with a big win. All right, I'll give that match also a half point. I think it was the right decision. They didn't have to make this one of those situations where Xia Brookside goes deep into this gauntlet match if she's not going to win. But Rosemary's next. All right, so intense fighting right off the bat here. Rosemary is in. It's Rosemary versus Dani Luna. Nice impromptu booking, I would say. And here's Rosemary on the ropes with the submission move that she has to break because it's on the ropes. But here's the finish. Another win for Dani Luna. All right, so Dani Luna looking good. Maybe a push for her. This is another match I'll throw a little Orange Cassidy half thumbs up at. But next we got I would consider this a pre-match segment, so I'm going to rate this on its own before the next match because something happens on the way to the ring. As Indy Hartwell enters, she is going to get attacked by Rosemary for no reason. And Indy Hartwell is rocked. Security did break them apart, but she got attacked and damaged before the match. I don't know why, but I will say I'll give a half thumbs up just for, spicing up the show and throwing things at us that we wouldn't expect. But I guess that could be a match eventually, Rosemary and Indy Hartwell. Why not? But all right. Dani Luna's in the ring already, and she's going to face off with Indy Hartwell. They've been friends, actually, recently. So this is an interesting match that came up out of nowhere, and they're going to go at it. And the finish. Surprise reversal by Indy Hartwell into a roll-up, and it was questionable if she kicked out. It seemed kind of close, but you know what? I think I'll put it in slow motion since we have to see. Let's see. I think this is the 3 count. No, that's the 2. This is the 3. That's 2. That's okay. Rewind a little bit. Her shoulders down, her shoulders down, shoulders down. And I'd say that's 3 and her shoulders down. So she kicked out right after 3. So all right, it was the correct decision by the referee. They did that really well. I like that ending. I will say I'll give just the ending a thumbs up for the timing and everything. Good job. But Dani Luna shocked. She is stunned. I think she thought for sure she was going to beat Indy Hartwell here. She has confidence in herself, and I'll give that match itself. I'll give that match also a thumbs up because I like the booking, them being friends, and I thought the match turned out pretty good. So why not? But the afterbirth here is going to be way more interesting because as Indy Hartwell's kind of smiling at her, I will say if there's a reason for this thing that's about to happen, it might be Indy's little nonchalant attitude here. But she does kind of tell her, like, hey, come on, get up. You're still good. Don't worry. And then right when she's trying to encourage her, we get a heel turn from Dani Luna. There it is. Not only a clothesline, but she stomps her out as well. And this is a full-on. This is going to be a crazy segment because this is just the ref is trying to tell her, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And she's just going through it, man. She is going absolutely nuts, as you will see. She has gone maniacal, evil, crazy Dani Luna, which I'm here for it. I am freaking loving this. But as she's going out to attack, to beat down Indy Hartwell in the middle of the ring, music of the next competitor hits, and surprisingly, it's her ex-tag team partner, Jody Threat, who she's not been wanting to hang out with recently for no reason, although they split up just because they had a stipulation match where they had to split up. But Jody Threat's like coming to the ring like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And as the two former tag team partners are talking back, Dani Luna is going to end up walking backstage. And Jody Threat enters the ring, checks on Indy Hartwell. She kind of doesn't want to start this match like this, but before we start the match, I'm going to give a rating to that extra little afterbirth between that gauntlet match. I'm going to say I love that Dani Luna heel turn. I was waiting for something to happen with her, and I am so glad because her crazy faces she was making during that whole thing was just, that was the stuff wrestling is made of, man. That's like the thing you dream of doing when you're a wrestler, is turning heel and having that crazy face and just letting yourself go there, because everyone wants to do this at times. There's times where everyone, or maybe it's just me. Am I saying I want to turn heel? I think everyone has an itch to turn heel sometime. But anyways, I'm jumping the gun here. All right, so let's move on to the match itself. So Dani Luna is gone, supposedly. She has walked off, and the ref rings the bell. So she starts the match. As I said, Jody doesn't really want to do the match like this. But regardless, it's not up to her at this point because something else is going to happen. Enter Dani Luna. Dani Luna returns, and she's got a steel chair, and she wants to use it, and Jody Threat stops her, trying to talk her down, and Dani Luna, this is what I'm talking about. Dani Luna cries, basically. She's like torn about doing this. It seems like it's not really her, but it's come to this point where it had to happen. And that's the finish right there. I didn't want to give it away, but she ends up socking Jody Threat in the face, and that's a DQ. So for that match itself, I will say I'll give it a thumbs up, even though it was just the match got thrown out. It was something very significant happened. Dani Luna returned. She didn't just go to the back. She could have just gone to the back and maybe say, I lost my mind and apologize. But no, here's an afterbirth to this match. And Dani Luna is going to whack Indy with the steel chair. Like, goddamn, man. And she's just going to town on her. And she's going to, I think, try to choke her out or something. And finally, security shows up. I don't know what the hell took them so long. But okay, there's Indy Hartwell, who not knowingly yet unknowingly has lost the match she just had, because they're going to announce it in a bit. But Jody Threat is going to be announced as the winner by disqualification, as Dani Luna breaks free and clotheslines a security guy or whatever. The guy clapping over here. I gotta give him 3 points just because, yeah, he's like, dude, you're doing the right thing here. Let me get him into frame. You've done the right thing, Danny Luna. It was time. I'm gonna give that dude 3 points. And then the other guy, the guy with the sign, I thought was a very interesting sign here. Forgive them that tear down my soul. A line from Guns N' Roses. I don't know if Guns N' Roses got it somewhere, but excellent line. Excellent line. I'm gonna give that guy 2 thumbs up for his really cool sign. But also, for this segment itself, this was an afterbirth. Danny Luna just kept going with the heel turn and just went crazy, and finally in the end walks off. And Jody Threat is announced as the winner. Like, confusingly, yeah, it was out of frame, but here she is being confused that she won, and Indy's they're gonna walk back together. Jody Threat's gonna help her, but Indy's kind of pissed that she lost that match, and Jody's like, well, I don't know, man, what the hell could I do? I didn't do anything, which is true. Jody Threat didn't do anything. Indy shouldn't be mad at Jody, but there you go. That's the segment. For that segment, I'm going to review it as a whole. I'm giving 3 points for Danny Luna again, just going buck wild on this whole thing, and I am very happy with this. I think this was my favorite thing I saw from the wrestling weekend, personally. But I'm moving on. I think we got an injury report. It's the referee who took the ref bump, Daniel Spencer, I guess. He is cleared, so they put him in the injury report today. Another thing, Zachary Wentz has a shoulder injury from that World Tag Title match they had against the Hardys, and Matt Cardona, I guess, also is cleared to wrestle. And the announcers also announced here that Ash by Elegance has been put on the injury list, but she's only there because she's quote-unquote allocating work to M, because she's given her World Tag Title to M by Elegance, basically, and she's only focusing on her World Knockouts World Title match. And this is the first that I've heard that they've talked about this, really, because I didn't know why M became, the one to defend that title for her. I watch all the segments, basically. I watch all the promos, and I didn't hear anything about it. Maybe it was during commentary or something that I missed. But this is the first clear indication I heard that she is literally just doing this just to save energy for that match, which I think is kind of cool, but I didn't think they had to put her in the injury report for it. They had enough people on the injury report already. But regardless, all right, we got the Inspiration cutting a promo. Let's take a listen to the Inspiration.
Cassie, Jesse, the Inspiration here. We just wanted to clarify a couple of things. Number one, at Emergence, I don't know who saw, but Heather grabbed me eyes, she raked them. And then Maggie grabbed her metal title and hit me across the face, costing us a TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship match. Ugh. They always fight dirty, don't they? They do. They've got something rolled up their dirty, ugly sleeves. Elegance, look, I don't want you to get this twisted. The Inspiration still have their eyes set firmly on the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships.
Aw, Jasmine, look. It's the Inspiration.
So cute.
So cute. Listen, ladies, I think you know it. I mean, I know we know it. They all know it. NXT is simply the superior brand, which makes us the superior team. And that's why we're going to bring those tag team titles back to NXT, the superior brand.
Oh, superior. Yeah. Did you want to prove that? Against us?
Anytime.
Anytime?
Let us know when.
Okay, next week.
Anytime.
Okay, fine.
Let's go.
See you then. Love it. Yeah. Inspiration!
2 weeks from...
All right, well, I don't mind that as a booking for a tag match. I'll give that a half a point. Why not? Let's move on. Santino backstage. Let's see what's going on with Santino.
Santino, I can't accept this win. I didn't earn it. I don't want a shot at the title like this. Not like this. Like, I don't know what happened out there, but I definitely didn't earn it. It's, maybe give it to Indy?
saw what happened. That was very confusing. I heard the bell.
Yes.
I saw.
Give it to Indy. Jody, I did that for you. Come on.
For me?
Yeah.
I only had this shot because you hit me. Danny, you literally hit me in the face. Like, put the shot aside. What's wrong with you? Are you, like, this
What's
is
wrong
not
with
you.
me?
Yes, what's wrong with you?
Is that I'm not getting what I deserve, Jody.
All right, what happened there? I don't know. I was very hot for the heel turn itself, but the follow-up segment was a little weak to me there. Danny Luna just showed up backstage as Santino was talking to Jody. I think that it would have been more crazy to see Danny Luna. Maybe they should have saved her, let her go brood somewhere. So, oh my God, I don't know. Logically, I'm kind of disappointed in this segment. I kind of want to give it a thumbs down, but I'll give it an indifferent, and I'll take a wait and see approach on my Danny Luna heel turn. But all right, we got a promo on the entranceway. Oh my God, it's Ryan Nemeth. Good God, good God. All right, let's listen to it real quick. I think he's going to talk about the return of Nick Nemeth or something. There was a lot of catcalling. After a bunch of catcalling, he finally started speaking. So let's listen to Ryan Nemeth.
My big brother returns to TNA Wrestling in 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Thanks for the announcement, Ryan Nemeth.
Thank you.
We'll see Nick Nemeth in 2 weeks.
All right, good God. All right, 2 thumbs down from me. Sorry, I know. Maybe I'll just give it a thumbs down. I'll change it. At least it was quick. At least it was quick, but God. All right, next we got a match, Kazarian against Jake Something. He was involved in their international title feud, Jake Something and Macklin. He was always there jaw-jacking with them. And something happened post-emergence after Jake Something lost to Steve Macklin. I didn't see this, so I'm going to play this.
Who you are, how long you've been my way again. Understand me?
If you want to just not be something, if you want to be the thing, maybe you watch The King. Think about that.
Well, now,
Oh man, he's always making fun of his name, Jake Something. But all right, here's Jake Something. Let's go through the highlights of this match real quick. Not something I want to get too deeply into. Jake was in charge early with his power advantage. Later, Jake Something has to dig down deep. He does his Ultimate Warrior thing. He claws his way back into the match. Very back and forth match. But okay, so here's the ending. Kaz is trying to avoid the suplex here. Sorry. Or something like that. And he pulls off the turnbuckle. So we're going to see this finish later in NXT as well. I thought it was interesting that it happened twice in the weekend. But Jake Something runs into that exposed turnbuckle, and that's going to lead to the finish, a fade to black, and it's a win for Kaz. So nice big win for Kaz. That's a good win. That's a strong win over Jake Something. I'll give him a half point for getting him back on the map. I like Kazarian. I want him to be in the world title picture. I want him to be world champion, honestly. But regardless, we got Mara Sade. She's backstage. She's painting. She's a painter. So let's see what she's got going on. I think the Hardys are going to walk in and talk to her.
Hey, what is up?
Oh my
wow.
Thank you guys. I was super.
Hey, what is up?
Oh my
wow.
Jeff, Matt, I'm not finished yet.
That's delightful.
Thank you guys. I was super inspired by you at Slammiversary, and I'm an artist, so I kind of want to make you guys something, and it's not finished yet, but here it is.
That's super cool. God, thank you so much. I'm actually working on some canvases now if you'd like to check them out.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm an artist as well.
Right, exactly. I know. Like,
oh my God. Rock on. Yeah, you want to, let's go check them out.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Like this way.
All right, well, that was kind of nice, but I'm indifferent to it. Nothing very exciting there. Mara Sade, they're trying to get her over by being friends with the Hardys, I guess. But all right, Leon Slater's hanging out backstage. Let's see what's happening with Leon Slater. Just got a big title defense over Cedric Alexander.
Slater clash, you know, that is wicked.
Slater.
Yes, Eddie, what you saying?
What's
You're
going
right.
on? Look, man, I gotta congratulate you again. You
Thank
got
you,
me
man.
at Emergence. You were the better man that night. We went to a war.
Absolutely.
And 3 matches like that are special, far in between. That was very special.
Absolutely, bro. And you know what? That's what this X Division title reign is all about for me. I'm trying to make these moments, these matches that's gonna live forever. And at Emergence, we did that, bro. You get me?
Now, I would remind you that what you told me after that match, remember? That you would love to tag with me, right?
I would.
Right.
Still.
Good. I'm glad you feel that way, because I got us a tag match.
For real? You're lying?
Yes. No. I'm telling the truth. We got one for next week.
Let's go.
Hey, guess who we're facing?
Who?
The Hardy Boys.
Like Matt and Jeff?
Yes, the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff. Come on, man. You gotta be excited about that. Right?
It's gonna be a banger, bro.
It's gonna be a banger, right? Come on, it's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be a banger. You know
Come
what?
on, you
the
ready for that one,
opportunity to team against my mentors with a legend like yourself, bro. I can't wait, man. Let's tear it up.
Let's tear it up.
Hey, let's make another moment, bro.
Yes, sir.
Let's live forever.
Next week, I'll be in touch with strategy, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. All right.
All right, well, I don't really know how I feel about this, to be honest. I think he should focus on the X Division. Honestly, I don't want him taking his attention away from that to be in the tag division with Cedric Alexander. But okay, I mean, if he's gonna have a match against the Hardys before the Hardys retire, maybe now's the time to do it. But overall, for this segment, nothing from me. I'm moving on. Backstage, we got Santino Marella. Let's see what's going on with Santino. He's on the phone, it looks like.
Look, I've got to be honest. The legal jargon is confusing to me. Make it more simpler. Okay. One moment, please. Hey.
You're looking for a partner for Mike Santana?
Yes?
Yeah, I'm the one that holds the line for TNA.
Perfect. In fact, I was just going to call you. As the international champion, you're the one. Excellent. Thank you. You got it. Ha!
Good.
Anyway, please continue. Now remember, I'm a civilian. Make it easy. And take it easy. Oh.
What the fuck? All right, well, I thought that was funny. I'll give Santino a half a point just for telling someone to simplify what he's saying. I'm just a civilian, man. Make it easy for me. But all right, and then Steve Macklin. He is the partner for Mike Santana. That makes perfect sense. Even Santino is like, that's perfect. So it's gonna be Macklin and Santana against AJ Francis and Trick, with presumably Rich Swann. But all right, we got a promo. I think JC Jane is going to talk to. Man, a lot of talking on this show. Jesus Christ. I guess we got to listen to JC Jane. She's going to cut a promo before her title defense at Heatwave. She's defending that Knockouts title. I personally don't think they really needed to have a promo here. I think she's just obligatorily here because she's the world champion of the women's division, the Knockouts division. But they've done enough for this match already, I think. But I'll listen to it anyways just to see if she says anything funny. Sometimes she does have some good burns. Let's listen to JC Jane.
Damn, it's hard to be this good. The double champ, the history maker, the moment maker. And by no means am I looking for sympathy from anyone in the back, because truth be told, there's not a single woman in the back that has reached my level of success. Most of the women in the back could never even hold this championship, let alone 2 championships at the same time, representing 2 completely different brands. And the man who knows that better than anyone is your very own Santino Marella. He knows damn well that not a single woman back there could defeat me one-on-one. So he went and chose 2 of his very best to try to take me down, the hottest woman in all of pro wrestling today. You see, this company is so desperate to get their championship back, but clearly they have not been paying attention, because when the odds are stacked against me, I thrive. And the proof, well, baby, the proof is right here. And the worst part is never once did I receive any sort of thank you for bringing this championship onto WWE programming. Getting more views, more likes than anyone ever has with this title. Instead, you give me Masha Brainless Slamovich for the 10th time, and the hairspray-driven lack of intelligence that is Ash by Elegance. And the cherry on top is that the women in this locker room, they don't support their champion. They don't cheer for me. They support mediocrity. So come this Sunday, oh, you're gonna be saying what when I'm still the double champ? Stop second guessing me, because I always get the last laugh, you idiots. Like I was saying, come this Sunday at WWE Heatwave, all the women in the back are gonna be sitting on the edge of their chairs, hoping and praying that their title gets brought back home by one of their very own. But the reality is that Masha and Ash are gonna return to TNA empty-handed and disappointed.
Hey! First of all,
all right, well, the personal concierge is going to interrupt here on behalf of Ash by Elegance, but the crowd were really getting on her case there. That she struggled with that one. That was not one of JC Jane's best. In fact, I'm giving it a thumbs down. As much as it pains me to take points off my Impact review, I want to give a good score, but you got to tell it like it is, man. This is the first time I've seen her in a while without Fatal Influence, just out there by herself. Dangling, really. That was rough. And her bringing up how she gets more views on her No Knockouts champion has gotten more views and likes. I mean, yeah, I'm sure Awesome Kong and Gail Kim were really, looking at the likes for their freaking match at TNA. Like, come on, dude. So that was a slog. That was an unfortunate waste of my life. But regardless, here comes the personal concierge. So he's going to interject here on behalf of Ash by
I want you to
Elegance.
shut your filthy, dirty mouth!
I got this.
There you go.
How dare you? You are an attention whore!
Now we're talking.
Everybody should be talking about me! Everything I have done! I am your #1 contender? I am a 15-time WWE champion?
Damn.
I am a current 3-time champion? I am a former junior Olympian? And I am an IFBB professional fitness competitor. And what the hell have you done? Hold 2 titles? Oh, you mean the same 2 titles that you don't hold? And you never will hold because you're not good enough to hold? In your dreams, sweetie. But this match should really be about me versus you at WWE Heatwave, not Masha Slam a Bitch, because that's exactly who she is. Slam a Bitch.
Well, to be completely honest, both Ash by Elegance and Masha Slamovich took their turns, scoring each other out of their respective Knockouts World title matches. So this was a good decision by Santina Marella and Ava to make triple threat.
As if this situation couldn't get more explosive right now, Slamovich coming out here with something to say herself.
And Slamovich was the one who was beaten by Jane at Slammiversary, especially motivated heading into WWE Heatwave.
I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Since me and all of these people here are tired of hearing Timu Britney Spears and emo Katy Perry run their mouths. At WWE Heatwave, I'm gonna
Emo Katy Perry. I don't know why that just hit me, but okay.
beat both of your asses. And I'm gonna take home the TNA Knockouts World Title where it belongs. Around my waist and back here at TNA.
Masha Slamovich and JC Jane, the TNA Knockouts World Championship hangs in the balance this Sunday, live in Lowell, Massachusetts at WWE Heatwave.
All right, well, JC Jane just walks off. Clunky ending to that segment. Overall, I'll give that segment a thumbs up, mostly for Ash by Elegance, because as soon as she came in, I just started laughing and giggling. Just for Ash by Elegance promo, I'm going to give 3 points. She was the star of this segment. And she ends up, I'm going to spoil it, she ends up getting booked to become Knockouts World Champion at Heatwave, and it's such a fucking good decision in my opinion. Masha Slamovich promo, no points. Gosh. But all right, moving on. Let's see what we got. Got the Order 4. The Order 4 are backstage hanging out. Let's see what they got to say.
Do you guys see this? This is absolute garbage.
It's not even spelled right.
I mean, did a 5th grader do this?
To be fair, my 2-year-old can finger paint better than this.
They're laughing at Mara Sade's painting that the Hardys had earlier came and praised her for.
I mean, my dog can probably put her paw.
They're right next to you.
Oh! Hey, do you see? That's not basura. Do you see that? Like, what is this? I don't understand. Like, this is complete trash.
Hey, come on. It's art.
What?
It's beautiful.
What?
You know what, Tasha? You strike me as somebody who knows a little about art. Artists leave everything on the canvas, from pain to emotion, something I feel like you know nothing about. So how about this? I'm gonna go to Santino's, and I'm gonna tell them that we're gonna have a match, okay? And I'm gonna teach you a little something and show you how creative I can be.
Whatever.
You are such a
rude.
You don't need that. Yeah, we'll get out of here.
Mar, this is beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk about the season, man. Oh, it makes so much sense. And we absolutely love it.
I thank you so much. I was hoping you'd like it.
Looks like Order.
All right, well, they're really trying with Mara Sade there, but overall, the segment over a painting, I think it's a flimsy reason for a match, but okay, at least they're trying. I'm not going to give any points, though. No thumbs down for me. Moving on, backstage, we got Myron Reed. He's listening to music, and EY is going to show up and pull off his headphones and tell him some serious stuff, as EY usually does.
Really? Look, you've been around long enough to understand that there's a shift coming, a change, a cleanse. But you've been doing this long enough to understand that you get to decide, right?
What are you talking about?
You're the third man in a group, Myron. When Trey comes back, you're expendable, totally expendable. But the good news is, the choice will be yours. You get to decide what side you're gonna land on.
Yo, what's going on here? Don't worry about it. I think what's going on is Eric Young's challenging the Young Goat next week.
Okay. So that's what you choose. That's your choice?
Oh, yeah.
Wrong choice. The cleanse is coming.
We'll see.
Don't listen, bro. You're right.
You see what you try to do?
You got it.
All right, interesting stuff, I will say. I'm going to give this segment a thumbs up. Myron Reed, who I haven't had anything from. I think I haven't even seen him in one backstage segment or anything. He's just filling in for Trey Miguel with the Rascals while he's gone. But he's done an excellent job. He's an honorary Rascal or something. I don't know. And then Eric Young seems to be wanting to recruit him into the Northern Armory. So I could see that happening, but I could also not see that happening. So it turns out to be a match. I like how they did that. Eric Young said, that's your choice. Wrong choice. Good shit. I love Eric Young. He's my guy. But all right, we got a main event match here. It's a 6-man tag. It's Matt Cardona and the System, Brian Myers and Moose with Alicia against Order 4, Mustafa Ali, the Great Hands, and Alicia Edwards with them as well. So, all right, Mustafa Ali, I think he did a great match in this. He did a great job working in this match, taking these simple bumps and accentuating them, making them something. See, I'm going to give a half point to that bump just because it was interesting. He entertained the crowd. He wowed the crowd. And then here's another great spot where Hodge gets power bombed out of the ring by Moose. Moose in the ring here. He's not going back after that World Tag Team title, which I think was interesting. Like, he was here, obviously, but he didn't step up to Trick. He just let Santana do it. But all right, I'm skipping later into the match. Another nice spot from Ali here. Half a point. I will give it, as he is getting flung around by Moose. Powerbombed into the mat. Here, Order 4 break up a pin, as Jason Hodge looked like he was going to take the match, take the pinfall, but nope, it carries on. The fans are into this, by the way. I will say, the fans were very into this match. Here's some moves. Matt Cardona threw the ropes on Brian Myers. Then Mustafa Ali also threw the ropes. I'll give that a half a point for that combo. This was a pretty nice, exciting match, I would say, for the audience, for the main event. Nice booking as well. Order 4 against the System. Ali, again, with the selling. Excellent job. Excellent job from Mustafa Ali. Just taking a kick to the face, earning points for this Impact review. Here's Tasha Steelz getting involved in this, as she will step in front of Moose as he's going to attack Mustafa Ali. And this is going to get her picked up by Moose. And that's the advantage Order 4 needed, is triple super kick to the face. Alicia and Tasha, I always love seeing this. Oh my god, Alicia flung into the steel steps by her old friend Tasha Steelz. I'm gonna give that a half thumbs up. Half a point for me just to see them interact at all. Eddie Edwards, Alicia's wife, comes out. Alicia's husband, sorry. Alicia's wife comes out to check on his... Alicia's husband comes out to check on his wife, and he gets nailed by Agent Zero, this is. Agent Zero of the Order 4, so he gets laid out. Tasha runs interference for the ending here as Mustafa Ali low blows Brian Myers. That was a good low blow. I'll give that low blow 2 thumbs up. I thought it looked solid. The finish is called The Favor by the Great Hands. So they win the match. The System, the baby faces, in my opinion, win the match. But all right, Afterbirth. Mustafa Ali. Oh, I gotta give the match a rating. I'll give the match a thumbs up. I think it was a nice Impact main event. But I'll skip into the Afterbirth here. Matt Cardona is trying to defend the System here from a post-match beatdown, But no, Mustafa Ali with the steel chair on Matt Cardona. And here's Moose getting choked out by a bunch of Order 4 henchmen, security, as I would call it. Personal security. Some good imagery here of Moose being held down. Enter JDC to save the day. So he's wearing these weird pink pants or pink shoes and white t-shirt or something. I don't know. It was a weird outfit. What is he wearing? What I was thinking. But nice spot here from Johnny Dango Curtis as the show is trying to go off the air really hot. And Agent Zero is going to defend Mustafa Ali from JDC's attack with the steel chair headbutt. And his finishing move, I guess he grabs him up by the throat and just drops him on the floor. Here he drops him on a steel chair. And there's Agent Zero and Order 4 end the day on top. There you go. Nice day for Order 4. Excellent. Excellent work. Overall, the Afterbirth, I will give it a thumbs up. I think it was a nice way to end the show. I like this feud. And I like that Order 4 won today. Nice. It was nice. It was nice and heartwarming and refreshing. 35 points for my Impact review. This was a nice show. I enjoyed it. A lot of talking, though. Very talk heavy. So I'm going to have to make an executive decision here. I was hoping to do SmackDown before I did Heatwave to keep continuity. But I think I'm going to have to move SmackDown to maybe Wednesday because I don't have much time here and I do want to get to Heatwave. So there will be a little bit of incontinuity, as you will see, namely with Chelsea Green, because Chelsea Green's the only person who was on both shows. But her storylines don't really interact, so I think it's fine. It doesn't matter. On SmackDown, she's feuding with Charlotte and Alexa. And on NXT, she's feuding with Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele. So let's just skip to Heatwave, which is going to be the conclusion of some of these NXT/TNA storylines. And I promise I will get to SmackDown along with Raw on Wednesday morning. AEW tomorrow. Tuesday morning, AEW Forbidden Door review. So, all right, let's skip to AEW, or not AEW, WWE Heatwave, which was on a Sunday this week. All right, we're here at NXT Heatwave. Nice little arena we got here. I was talking to my friend Vlad, the wrestling expert, who is a Hall of Famer of this show, a frequent guest when we do our podcast, actually, and he said this was a weak card, but he doesn't watch NXT, so I disagree with him, man. I think this was a nice card, honestly. Looking up and down this card, we're going to go through it. I'm going to give my thoughts on each match as we go. But I'm skipping the pre-show today. There were some interesting interviews, namely Oba Femi's interview. He got really heated. It was interesting. If you could catch that on YouTube, I would recommend Oba Femi's interview, sit-down interview. But regardless, I got to move on to the main show because I got limited time. I got to get to work soon. Luckily, I've already showered, so I just got to do this maybe within the next 45 minutes and drive off to work, hopefully. So, all right, opening match. Loved this booking, man. Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, and Lola Vice for the #1 contendership for the NXT title. Freaking love this booking. This is the 3 best wrestlers in the women's division who deserve this shot. Lash Legend, I would say, although she is big, is a step below these 3, but she's going to be involved in matches with them. As we will see later on in the show, she's going to get into it with some of these wrestlers. But all right, start of the match. We got a interesting start as Jada pushes Kalani into Lola, and I'm skipping into the match, so I gotta just give the bare bones highlights here and get through these bookings and just see who won the matches basically, and give my thoughts on the matches. But this spot I gotta show because Jada Parker is going to attack with her biggest asset, which is her booty. But as Booker T would say, give me some. And I'll give that spot a half point. That's what's going to open the scoring for my Heatwave review. Heatwave, which was a ECW pay-per-view, by the way, in case anybody didn't know that. But here is a spot from Lola Vice where she's just going to run into both Kalani and Jada a bunch of times with her butt. I gotta say, I'll give that spot a half a point too. But the finish, Jada takes out Kalani here, who was about to get rocked by Lola, and then Jada gets rolled up by Lola. So there you go. That's the win. It's a win for Lola Vice, which I think is a good booking, I will say. I'm going to give the match itself a thumbs up, and I'm going to give the booking separately a thumbs up because Lola took that loss from Jada a few months ago where she got hit in the face with a brick, which I thought was a great freaking feud. There's Kalani, there's Jada, both dejected. But Lola, I think, deserves something here. She's been doing a lot of work in AAA also. You know, she's really, but the other two though, man, Jada and Kalani, they also deserve something at some point. I think they need to get Jada Parker in a serious match for the WWE NXT title and see if she can pull off a banger. That's what I say. Kalani, I'm sure she can pull off a banger. She has no issues. I think she's going to the main roster for sure. Jada, I'm not on the fence about it. I think she deserves it based on her look and her attitude, but, you know, I want to see her put on a banger. But regardless, let's see. I got a vignette coming up. It's the culling. So this is just like a weekly show vignette. Was expecting to only see matches, but still, I'm going to listen to what these guys have to say.
I just can't believe it. I was so close to bringing the North American title back to the culling a few weeks ago. I'm sorry I let you guys down.
You didn't let us down, Tatum. You made us proud.
Nico's right. You were exceptional. I'm still trying to figure out, though, why Izzy didn't let me help you.
Because I knew she could do it on her own, Spears. Tatum didn't need a doll to help her beat Soul. And honestly, if it weren't for Nia and Lash distracting her, she would be the women's North American champion right now.
Bringing truth to light. Wonderful, Izzy.
You really believe that, Izzy? Of course I do. I stopped him because I wanted you to win on your own merit, like I know you can. You guys really are the best. And you make all of us better, and we're gonna prove it. Ava told me this Tuesday you and I are gonna work together as a tag team against Ren and whatever misfit she can find as a partner. If she can find somebody. Like you said, there's no helping them. It's time to show the world how strong we really are.
Your growth just continues to inspire me, Iz.
This is your moment, Tatum. The NQCC has crumbled. They are a shell of their former selves. And the culling, we're stronger than ever. Now go finish them off.
Oh, I'm going to, because I have my family, and the culling always prevails. And that just is what it is.
All right. Well, interesting segment. I guess we got Tatum Paxley is going to be facing Ren Sinclair and a partner, or Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame. I'll give this segment a half thumbs up. I don't know. Kind of strange people, these guys hanging out, the way they hang out. What is the deal with Tatum Paxley and how they treat her? Are these just like the nicest guys, the nicest, most supportive people of all time? Like, no matter, even if she loses, like, we believe in you. Like, when is the dam gonna break on this is what I'm trying to say. Like, the culling are bad guys. Eventually, she's gonna be such a loser that the way I see this going, the way I see this getting heat and sympathy for Tatum is eventually they're gonna treat her nice, and then eventually they're gonna turn on her. And when that happens, she's going to cry, and the crowd is going to freaking, feel sorry for her, and then they can do a match between Izzy and Tatum Paxley. That's how I see this ending. The only question is when and how many losses is it going to take? Or are these guys just going to be a team forever where they just support each other and be nice people and baby faces, I guess. But okay, moving on. Next, we got the Dark State who are coming out through the entranceway. They have brought them down to earth. They have lost to the system on TNA TV. So they're not the unbeatable crazy people that they started out as when they were presenting them, but they didn't take them off the air completely. They're good workers, so I like that. They're facing Hank and Tank. Very interesting start to this match. We don't know which two of the four of the Dark State are going to be in the match. So they used that until the very last second, playing mind games, as Booker T would call it. And Saquon Sugars acted like he was going to be in the match, and then as Hank tried to attack him, Dion Lennox came from behind and got a shot, and it turns out he's the man in the match. So it's Dion Lennox and Osiris Griffin. All right, I'll give a point for that creative beginning to that match. Some little advantage they got, but okay. The ref calls for the bell, and we're off to the races. Tag team title match. Hank and Tank are very into this. Here's a swanton by Tank, in case anybody knows that these guys are actually athletic, I guess. Interference. Saquon here tries to dive at Hank and completely misses. That was freaking hilarious. Saquon, I think, is hilarious. I really like Saquon. Cutler James also runs into the steel post. Here's Hank with a dive to the outside, taking out some of the members of Dark State. Look good for Hank and Tank here. But here's interference, more interference. Here's Saquon Sugars on this side, and Cutler James is going to pull down Hank and, you know, crotch him into the steel post, and a doomsday from the Dark State. And this is going to be a win for the Dark State. They're going to be the new NXT Tag Team Champions. WWE NXT Tag Team Champions. The Dark State, Dion Lennox, and Osiris Griffin. I'll give that match a thumbs up. Or I'll give it a half thumbs up. I kind of liked it. I don't know. I wasn't too enamored by it. I think the Dark State have lost their luster, really. But this might be something to get them back on the right track. And let's see what they could do with this. I don't know. I think they're going to have to break them up eventually. Saquon Sugars is a star in the making. Osiris Griffin has potential. Dion Lennox, he's a good, you know, professional student, I guess. And I don't know about Cutler James. I'm not sure. I think he's a good worker, but I don't know what they could do with him. But regardless, all right. I'm moving on. Let's see what we got next. We got a backstage segment. It's Ava and Lexis King, who was fucking with Miles Bourne, claims Miles Bourne isn't deaf, and then pepper sprayed him. I don't know, very weird stuff with him and Miles Bourne. Ava needs to take care of this, so let's see how she handles it.
Lexis, what were you thinking on Tuesday?
I'll tell you what I was thinking, Ava. I was doing Miles a favor. You know, he loves to play the sympathy card. I thought, why not double down on him a little bit? You know, he's deaf and blind. It builds character.
I should fine you. I should suspend you. Yes, but luckily for you, Miles is insisting you guys have a match on Tuesday.
A match? He's insisting we have a match, even though he's deaf and now he can't even see.
Do you really want to keep pushing it? Think hard.
Fine. He can't see, he can't hear, which means he can't win. You really want me to go out there and wrestle a broomstick on Tuesday? You got it.
Look, you know what? Because you took away Miles' vision, I'm going to take away yours.
Wait.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but on Tuesday, you guys are going to go one-on-one in a blindfold match.
A blindfold match? That's not fair. You can't just take away my vision. How you gonna do
our general manager. Blindfold match. All right. Well, I gotta say, for that segment overall, I'm a little indifferent. It seems Lexis King is having issues with his work speaking. I mean, he's fine in the ring, but still he's floundering here in NXT. Although he has pedigree as a second-generation wrestler, I don't know what you could do with him to get him more main roster ready. I don't know. They're trying here with him, but this might be his peak, being in NXT. But all right, moving on. Let's see what we got next. Next up, we got the personal concierge. He's going to introduce Ash by Elegance for the Knockouts World Title match.
The following contest is a triple threat match, and it's for the TNA Knockouts World Champions! Hey, you shut your mouth!
Nice to hear the personal concierge here getting the promo time on NXT. Usually he doesn't, but here they're doing it like they're doing it on TNA.
The intros are on here because I'm the personal concierge. So for the millions watching at home,
off there. I cut that off. So that's the end of the only spoken word portion of this match. I'll give that a half a point. Although he did insult the crowd, thankfully. First person that I've seen on the show today insult the crowd. But all right, here comes Ash by Elegance. She's got Em and Heather with her. TNA in the house. Masha Slamovich, TNA also in the house, and they're taking on JC Jane, who has Fatal Influence with her. Here's Carlos Silva, the president of TNA. He wants to see if they can pull something back here tonight. I honestly was not expecting it. I was kind of surprised to see a title change. But let's go through the highlights here. Start of the match, TNA girls very not united for TNA, which is an issue for them because they want to get that title back, but they don't want each other to have that title. So, all right, some highlights from the match. Cannonball Senton here. I'm not giving that any points. Didn't seem to get all of it from JC Jane. And then here's another spot. As she's celebrating that, she's going to take a dive from Masha Slamovich, twisting dive. No points from that also for me. They looked like they were waiting for it out there. I don't like when they're waiting for it. You know, if they could time it better, I'll give out points. But, all right, here's some interference. It's the personal concierge here. Nothing really substantial, just really being a nuisance here. Later on, I like this spot. This was a nice spot. Masha driving JC into Ash by Elegance. Like, damn, sucks for Ash by Elegance. She really deserves a world title here based on her work. This was a struggle for the three wrestlers in the ring. They all were winning here, but that was a false finish. Interference here from Fatal Influence as they get the foot on the rope for JC Jane. And this is going to lead to a confrontation on the outside between Fatal Influence and the Elegance brand, which is going to lead to a significant happening as the ref is looking at the Elegance brand, and Jasmine Nix is going to get blamed for this later on. Finisher here from JC Jane, the same way she beat Masha Slamovich before, but this is not going to be the end of the match. This is a no DQ, and the Elegance brand just yanked JC Jane out of there. She's got no help. Here's the finish. It's a swanton from Ash by Elegance, and she pins Masha Slamovich and is the new TNA Knockouts World Champion. Fuck yes. Thank freaking goodness, man. That was enough of the JC Jane experiment, dude. She did not deserve to be champion. The double champion, the TNA Knockouts World Champion, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. She's good in the ring, but gosh, her promos are they're aching. Unless she said she has something written that's really funny, they are tough to listen to. But all right, the Elegance brand, they are queens of TNA. They got the Knockouts tag titles, the World Knockouts World tag titles, and the Knockouts World title itself. So I say I love the booking. I think that Ash by Elegance so deserves this. And the match itself, I also thought was really good. I really liked the match. I'll give the match 2 thumbs up. I'm moving on, though. Let's see, I got Javon Evans backstage. He is still in pain from the match he had on Tuesday. This is all these days later, and he is facing Obafemi tonight. He beat Trick Williams, and he is still holding his ribs, so it looks like that's going to be an issue. Let's see what happens backstage with him here.
Ah, there he is. Ricky, you're alive. What up, barely? Man, after the hell you went through with Trick last week and you got thrown over the top rope through the announcer table, I wanted to come and check up on you and make sure you're okay. I appreciate you. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know if that you were going to make it or not. But you did, and you proved exactly why you belong here. Yo. You proved exactly what The Undertaker saw in you. Come on now, I appreciate you, my boy. And look, you did your thing as Jasper, too. All right, now I ain't going to lie. Your boy's kind of sore. All right, but tonight I have a bigger mountain to climb. You feel me? It's gonna be a hard-fought victory. And after the match, I'm leaving as NXT champion. Like that. Yeah. Just a general reminder: The Undertaker wouldn't have said all those things about you if he didn't think you couldn't get it done. That's real. That's facts. All right. In addition to that, you got the WWE Universe behind you. So you got my support. I believe in you. I appreciate you. I truly believe that you are the future of WWE, of NXT. Thank you. The future of the NXT Championship was absolute. I know. Listen, You don't like to hear that, and I understand that 1,000%, but I wanted to tell you man to man, because tonight you're going to do something that no one has done yet, and that is dethrone Oba. And when you walk through that curtain tonight, I want you to know that old Ricky's gonna be waiting on the other side for that golden opportunity.
All right, well, I appreciate you. I gotta lock in, but tonight after the match, NXT is gonna get real bouncy. Yo?
Well, I look forward to that, champ.
Champ.
All right. Interesting stuff. I'll give it a half a point. Not very exciting or anything, but Ricky Saints, this is the beginning of the storyline of him basically putting his foot in and saying, hey, I'm in this NXT title picture. So he's done with Jasper Troy. He doesn't have a match tonight, but he's here. He's going to be involved in this, so he's keeping an eye on that main event. But all right, next up, you see Vlad, the wrestling expert. Come on. Are you kidding me? You're saying this is not a good card? Blake Monroe versus Jordan Grace. This I would go to a show just for this match by itself. This is a fucking great booking. They had a video package for it, and let's skip to the highlights of the match. Blake Monroe, who had turned on Jordan Grace, was her friend for a week, made her feel like she was her friend, and then turned on her. So it's been a terribly fiery feud. But the start to the match, hot start, and Jordan Grace gets slapped by Blake Monroe, who is such just an asshole. But she is a weaselly heel, and she's going to run away. So she's going to try to run out through the audience. Jordan Grace catches her. A little cat and mouse here behind the commentators table, which I thought was really funny. I have never seen that, honestly. Someone literally trying to run away for the entire match. But her little cat and mouse stuff doesn't work forever. She finally gets her hands on her, gives her a little receipt slap in the face back to her, and this turns into a very back and forth tough match for both of them. Blake Monroe, once she gets rolling and starts fighting, she doesn't need to run away. She's really good, but that's just her persona. She's a weaselly, sniveling heel. This is how the turnbuckle comes off, which is interesting because it's going to figure into the match as actually very interesting how they did it. Jordan Grace has got Blake Monroe, like, I don't know how you say, by her legs on her back, and Blake Monroe grabbed the turnbuckle without Jordan Grace knowing it, and then as she gets flung into the ground, she flings the turnbuckle. So, like I said, back and forth battle. The finish, this was a false finish, but it looked awesome. This sit-down pile driver off the middle rope from Jordan Grace. Good stuff, good stuff. Here is the finish, though. As Jordan Grace almost goes into that exposed turnbuckle, she gets her face stomped into it by Blake Monroe's foot, and her face driven into the ground or into the mat, and there you go. That's a win for Blake Monroe. Very, 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 very good match. I will definitely give it 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for this match. Excellent booking. This was a former AEW champion, world champion, former TNA world champion, and Jordan Grace is pissed off that she lost this match. So I don't see this ending. Wasn't really clean, I guess, but I see this continuing in some weird way where Jordan Grace is just gonna fuck with Blake Monroe and not really let this go. This has got to go one more match because this is not enough. We got to see more of this. But all right, moving on. Let's see what we got next. Jada Parker. All right, we got Jada Parker backstage. She's in the trainer's room. She's getting some treatment.
I had it. It was right there. And then Lola turns around and beats me with a roll-up, man. A roll-up. Do you know who she is? Do you know who she is? She beat me for a championship opportunity.
You're damn right about that, Jada. But look, the good news is you wasn't going to beat JC anyway.
Oh.
Matter of fact, neither was Lola. There's only one woman that can beat JC for that NXT Women's Championship.
Who's that?
And it's the Bougie Bully.
Lash, I don't know why you acting like you beat Nia last week, because last time I checked, you got squashed. So pop up out my business because I don't see a bougie.
Now wait a minute, hold on. If we talking about business, I'm not in your business because I'm in that titles business. That's exactly where I'm at. But if you want to find out what this bougie bully is about, we can go.
What up with it then? I don't know. I didn't think that segment was that bad. I like that. Lash Legend and Jada Parker. That's a good match to me. I'll give that a half a point. But we're going to skip backstage to Fatal Influence. JC Jane is hurting, in pain, probably pissed at Jasmine Nix. She has lost her Knockouts World title, but she's still got the NXT title, so let's see what's going on here.
Excuse me, JC. You lost the TNA Knockouts title without even getting pinned. What happened?
I'm fully aware, Sarah. I was in the match. And the last thing I need right now is you pretending to be an interviewer. And by the way, Jasmine, you went and punched Ash in the face and you got both of them kicked out? What is wrong with you? Do you know what to do?
You can't put this one on me.
Is this a joke?
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Oye, JC.
Hay un problema? Is there a problem?
Wow. This night just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
Lola
and no,
Vice.
There's no problem here.
Bueno, if you ask me, losing the TNA Knockouts title is a problem. And losing that NXT Women's Championship at No Mercy, now that's a problem.
Why don't we send you back to AAA to play with your stupid little iguana?
What's going on here?
Why do you two always show up every time? This has nothing to do with you.
Looks like JC's little shadows didn't help her keep the TNA Knockouts title after all.
Watch your mouth.
I know what that's called. It's, irony. Did you take some TikToks before you lost? Hey, Sol, how does it feel to be the only double champion in WWE? Honestly, it feels pretty good. And it looks pretty good too. Back to you, loser. I'm sick. Let's go.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, amigas.
Good job today. You did well. Thank you.
Alright, so Lola Vice stepped up to JC Jane, who is down in the dumps, but she is still the NXT champion. She stood there and, you know, she was as proud as she could be considering the circumstances. I'll give that segment a half thumbs up. So Ruka and Zarya also coming in to talk shit, but I don't think they can really talk shit until someone takes that title off of her. So, all right, next we got a video package for this mixed tag team match. It's Canada versus America, and there's a new promo in it. I think what's their names? Chelsea and Ethan Page actually cut a promo that I haven't heard before. So since it's new material, I will play it. I don't usually play these type of things, but.
The following message is being paid for by the Canadian Standard of Excellence.
Hello. I am your NXT North American champion and the greatest North American alive. All ego, Ethan Page.
And I am your first ever, longest reigning, most dangerous, only Canadian to ever hold the WWE United States Women's Championship, Chelsea Green.
Pledge your allegiance to Chelsea Green.
We aren't here to win your vote. No. We are here to educate the average American WWE fan on the difference between ourselves and our Heatwave opponents, Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele.
NXT Heatwave is upon us, and the assault from these truly unruly American Olympic heroes on the Canadian Standard of Excellence is beyond repair.
We wanted a peace treaty, and they chose violence.
Oh, now we're turning to violence, guys.
We want to stand tall proudly with our Canadian flag. And Tavion and Tyra want to brag about medals and talk about the dominance of the United States of America.
She won a gold medal at the Tokyo Olympics.
I most certainly did. I represented Team USA at the Olympic Games myself. USA!
Tavion Heights says he is a weapon in human form. Typical American. Breaking every issue down to its lowest form. As a proud Canadian, I now feel a responsibility to introduce Tavion not to the violence, but the art of professional wrestling.
Learn how to walk, then learn how to run before you try and
dance with all ego, buddy.
Tyra May Steele wants to show off her arsenal of suplexes and believes that she will embarrass Chelsea Green. Ethan, we both know that isn't happening. I didn't get this far with Canada on my back just to get this far.
Far be it for me to brag, but I find it really tasteless that Tyra and Tavion brag about winning medals. Chelsea and I are going to have to pull these two amazing, yet not so smart individuals into our world.
A world where there is no trophy or medal for second place. A world where you win or you go home.
Tavion, Tyra, at Heatwave, when we are named victorious, you may go home empty-handed. You may go home with your pride hurt. But Chelsea and I encourage you both to stand up and salute the Canadian standard of excellence.
I'm Chelsea Green.
I'm Ethan Page, and we approve this message.
The preceding message was paid for.
All right, good God. I thought I might hear something interesting or funny there, but nothing. All right, I'm moving on. This Canada-America thing is kind of interesting these days, the dynamic of it, because America has been pretty much the bad guy around the world in recent times for many, many issues politically. So it was kind of funny to me how on this day, even though the match was in America, they really cheered on the Canadian team. So I will play some highlights and listen to some of the pops that they got, which was very interesting. So here's America, the United States, Tavion Heights, Tyra May Steele. I guess she hands out gold medals. That's her gimmick. So she hands out fake gold medals and gives them to people in the crowd. But all right, here is Chelsea Green with the Secret Service, who will be involved in the match, and Ethan Page. So they have an argument about who wants to start because neither of them want to start, which is kind of funny. Page and Chelsea. Chelsea, who was just on SmackDown a couple nights before. So I'm doing this review slightly out of order, slight incontinuity here as I haven't reviewed SmackDown yet. I will do that on Wednesday, but she is feuding with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss with her Secret Service over on SmackDown, but that doesn't really have anything to do with this. So we can carry on and do the highlights here. So here is early on. Here's a picture of Chelsea getting stretched. The Canadians certainly bumped around for the Americans early on, and Ethan Page grabs the mic. He's going to cut a promo during the match. Doesn't usually happen, but we can listen to Ethan Page.
Hold on a second. For Canada, we are not giving you citizenship.
There it is.
There it is, as Booker T would say. All right, for all these people booing him, they're not giving them citizenship. Anyways, this match, like I said, was special for the crowd involvement. As take a look at this spot as Chelsea is going to kick Tyra May Steele off the rope, off her apron, and which is a heel move because she's getting involved in the match and doing something illegal. And the crowd pops huge. So here's another spot later where she's trying to get a slap on Tavion as she is tagged in, but Tyra May Steele recovers from that kick she just gave her and spears her. Friendly fire here, sort of, as Chelsea gets flung into Ethan Page. I don't know if that's friendly fire. She was kind of flung into him. But anyways, Chelsea fucks Ethan Page up a little bit. Here he is mocking Tyra May Steele, which is a funny little spot. Steele again tags in and gets a spot on with Ethan Page. So here is Tyra May Steele tagging in, and she is going to give Ethan Page a suplex. Booker said that's illegal. But here's Alba Fire. She's going to try to help Ethan Page here, hold him from getting suplex, and she's going to get suplex herself. Kind of a weird spot, but I thought for some reason it kind of made sense to me. I'll give that spot a half a point for Alba Fire getting involved in the match. And Tyra May Steele obviously into it. She ankle locks Ethan Page, but she's got to drop that hold because she's not supposed to do that. Alba Fire, while Tavion is busy with Ethan Page is going to take out Tyra May Steele and unpretty her from Chelsea. And this was a huge pop from the crowd as they count the 3.
Green just pinned an Olympic gold medalist. Here are your winners.
So very strange to see heels, be the baby faces, really. And the crowd was just very happy to see them win. It was a very heartwarming moment, actually. And the Americans distraught on the sideline, also another very heartwarming image also. So I'll give that match 2 thumbs up. I think that gimmick match worked out really well. I think the build-up could have been a little better. It was tough to toe the line of political stuff that, you don't really want to get too deeply into it. So it was kind of, cookie cutter, but it was still good. Next up, we got Obafemi backstage. He's going to get stepped up to by Josh Briggs, who had just defeated Inamura on NXT, so he's going to feel like he deserves some kind of title shot, I guess. Let's listen to how this plays out.
There he is. There's the ruler. What is this tonight? 8, 9 title defenses? Give or take. What do you want? Okay. I'm coming to you as a man. I just wanted to say I think that tonight the reign comes to an end.
Or is that so?
Okay. You know just as well as I do that the kid is a Destiny darling.
Sure he is.
But bro, how long have we known each other? I can tell that the grind of being a champion is wearing you down.
I appreciate your insignificant opinions. Now leave.
Look, let's just say that you prove why you're the ruler and Javon can't take the title from you. Bro, I'm next in line. I'm waiting. You saw that I beat the brakes off of Inamura, right? Bro, no one is holding me back anymore. So, champ, I'll be watching tonight. Good luck.
Man, so maybe Inamura just put him over and left. I'll give that segment a half thumbs up. And that would be very nice of Inamura if that's what the deal was. But I still think there could be something left between Inamura and Briggs. Maybe in some battle royal someday, like they could have a moment where Inamura gets him back. But all right, I'm going to move on to Ava backstage, and she's going to get interviewed, and I think she has an announcement.
Ava, it's been an incredible heat wave so far, and still the NXT title match coming up next. But NXT has also had some exciting news tonight.
Yes, we have a very, very busy fall schedule. We have our homecoming show, we have No Mercy and Halloween Havoc, but also I have a pretty big announcement. I am officially bringing the men and women's speed titles to NXT. And I also wanted to introduce our speed women's champion, Sol Ruka.
Hi guys. Sorry, I had to bring Zarya. We're like a package deal.
You guys are perfect for each other. But Sol, you are going to be defending your women's speed title at No Mercy.
Ooh, okay. Against who?
Well, starting on September 2nd, there's going to be a tournament. It'll be 1 superstar from Raw or SmackDown, 1 superstar from NXT, 1 wrestler from TNA, and 1 wrestler from AAA. Whoever wins, that's your opponent.
Yeah, see, I told you Need for Speed was a good one. Come on. Thank you.
Good luck at No Mercy, Sol.
Oh.
All right, interesting development. I will say I gotta give an indifferent for now because I don't know anything about the Speed Championships. That's the one I cover everything in WWE, but that's the one thing that I haven't covered because it's on Twitter and I'm not usually on Twitter, so I don't really even know how it works. I've never seen one Speed match or whatever it is, so I'm interested to see how it goes. See if I like it or not. I will give my opinion when we come to that. But next we got the NXT Tag Team. Or the NXT Championship match. It's Javon Evans challenging the champion Obafemi. They had a video package and they did emphasize that Javon Evans had a match on Tuesday with Trick, and that's why he's really fucked up because he took a crazy spot. And he's going to take another crazy spot today, literally just like 5 days later, which I'm going to play for you in a second. But Obafemi sold nicely here. Oh, sorry, let me turn down the volume. Obafemi, like I was saying, sold very nicely for Javon Evans here and made it look like, you know, he's in for a match, as the commentators put it. So I will give Obafemi a point there for not just being a dominant big man, but, you know, selling. You gotta sell. Another kick from Javon right away. Nice couple of moves there. That doesn't put Obafemi away, though. Here's a nice spot I saw from Javon Evans, who saw Obafemi put the knees up and was like, nah, and laughed at him. Never seen that. Never seen that. Thought that was creative. I'll throw a half point at it. Moving on to later in the match, Javon Evans unleashing whatever he's got left in the tank. He's got those ribs hurting, and he's just exhausted. And he has Obafemi reeling at this point, where he's putting a few moves on him. Excellent looking moves, spin kicks coming off the rope. And Oba took back control, though. The crowd popped after this cutter, and then another cutter. And he gets caught with the elbow here. Sorry, not another cutter. He gets caught with the elbow. So I guess Obafemi no-sold that other cutter. So here he is getting cuttered, and then he no-sells that. And as Javon comes back for another cutter, he he just elbows him. So I don't know. I think there was a little bit of discontinuity there that I would have cleaned up. Sorry, I'm trying to rush this finish here as I got to get to work soon. But all right, this is a ref bump that I love. I've never seen a ref bump like this. She gets flung across the ring. One of my favorite ref bumps I've ever seen, I got to say. So he's out of the ring. The ref is out. Another cutter from Javon. That one looked really good. Got to give that one a half a point. But here is the cutter off the top rope. So this is looking like he has a chance to win here. Second ref does come in, so he's making the count, but the other ref is up. So the other ref woke up from his bump, and he sees Obafemi's leg under the rope, and the other ref sees it too. Although he does count the 3, the crowd popped huge. They thought Javon Evans was the new champion, but they confer. The original ref returns. He's like, I'm okay. So I've never really seen that happen that way. That was a little interesting. But back to the action. He had to explain to Javon that the match is not over. Javon tired, just kind of careless move there, goes off the top rope. And as the crowd chants bullshit man, I got to give that, I'm going to say I love that move. Plus, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'll give it 4 points because that was just fucking insane. Let's see it again. He just picks him up. Second move of the week where Javon Evans goes into that announce desk. I don't know how he does this shit. I was telling my friend Vlad, this guy is legit. They need to get him up and use him on the main roster before he freaking breaks all his bones, because how long can a guy do this? I feel like this is a waste on NXT. This should be like an intercontinental title match or something. But yeah, here's the finish. It's a powerbomb from Obafemi, and he picks up the win. Excellent match. Excellent match. Javon Evans is a phenom. I think he's not a spot monkey, man. Anyone who says he's a spot monkey, I disagree. He doesn't overuse these spots. When he does use them, they're very important, and they affect the match greatly. And I think he's a great babyface. Javon Evans is just a prototypical babyface that could get sympathy. So bring him up. Bring him up. Post-match, Ricky Saints comes in. As he was telling Javon earlier, I'm going to go after the winner, and he wants this title shot. This is a great booking. Ricky Saints and Obafemi is going to be fucking awesome. And Ricky Saints is going to talk smack to Obafemi to end the show. Let's listen to something.
New revolution? Is Saints the one to end the reign of the ruler?
That right there ain't nothing.
But the test to Heatwave Fallout will be found Tuesday.
You're just another guy.
NXT.
He's all on me. You are just another guy.
I want you to look in my eyes. Look in my eyes.
I see nothing. I see shit.
You're just another guy. He's telling Oba, look at my eyes. Like, yeah, I see nothing. Good stuff there. Very much looking forward to Obafemi and Ricky Saints. Hell yeah. 34 points for my Heatwave review. So Impact and Heatwave, man, I'm glad I skipped SmackDown today, because SmackDown would have just been a bummer. Honestly, I think I didn't enjoy SmackDown. I'll do SmackDown on Wednesday. We'll see what kind of point total I come up with there. But this was good. This is the best thing in wrestling to me. NXT and TNA to me are my favorite things in wrestling, over AEW and over the WWE main roster and over New Japan. So that's my review today of Impact and Heatwave. Like I said, earlier, I'm going to try to get to AEW Forbidden Door tomorrow, along with Dynamite. I know it's going to be a long show tomorrow. Dynamite, Ring of Honor, Collision, Forbidden Door. And then on Wednesday, I'll do SmackDown and Raw. So that's the plan for the week. All right, everyone. I got to go. I'll see you later. Have a good day and all that. Enjoy the wrestling. Monday Night Raw tonight. Don't forget. It's on Netflix.